Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So as you can tell by today's title and probably today's thumbnail is that I'm going to be creating or attempting to create the most difficult and complicated and out there makeup look I have ever tried to do. So I'm going to give it my best shot and stick around to see how well I do. So first things first, as this is such a colourful look, I've decided to use my Beauty Bay Bright palette because I reckon I can get probably all of the shades I need to create this look. But first things first, I think I'm going to try and kind of trace out the shape that I need to then essentially fill in with all of the eyeshadow. I've already got some foundation on because I just thought that would be a good starting point, but I've not done anything else. I'm going to be using this white eyeliner pencil. I thought this would be quite good to do the outline because it's going to be easy to cover this with eyeshadow if I kind of need to, or it's not going to kind of mess up the edges too much. So I think I'm going to start off on my nose, which is kind of, she's not done the whole of her nose, she's done like a point on it. I feel like I'm just going to totally butcher this. I appreciate this isn't going to be perfect, but I am going to give it my absolute best go. So there is my line kind of traced out. I feel like I'm looking a bit, I don't know, cartoony at the moment, but I'm going to be starting off on this side of my face with the pink, and the pink I've decided to use is shade 22. I think, like I said before, I'm going to get these shades down and then I can think about my blending and my kind of shading, because I don't want this to look flat. Like the look that she's done looks quite almost like three-dimensional. I've got a little picture of it down here for reference so I can kind of keep a track of what I'm doing. I'm hoping I'm going to have enough space to actually fit all of these shades on my face. So I think I'm probably just going to leave that at that. And I know it's going to look quite messy before it looks better, but obviously I can go back in with some other shades. I'm definitely going to put some shimmer on here as well, and I'm obviously need to do like the proper outline and everything for this. So next up she does the red shade, and she brings that, I think, almost like halfway across the eye and the eyebrow. So we've got quite a good little section there for the red shade, and I've decided to use shade Hot Stuff, which is actually a very bright red shade, and hoping this is going to blend in quite nicely with this pink. Maybe if I bring it out as far as I'm going to bring it out, and I can work backwards from there. So yeah, about halfway across the eye she's got hers, and about halfway across the eyebrow. And I definitely feel like the red that she's got does look quite shimmery. Luckily there is a shimmery red in this palette, so once I've got all my shades down I can go back in with that. And she's got some sort of like cut crease going on her eyelid as well. It's like half yellow and half red, but I'm sure I can give it my best go. So there's the red and the pink, and next up she hasn't really got like a definitive orange and yellow. It's kind of orange and yellow merged into one. So I'm going to do orange next, and I'm going to use shade Tangerine Dream, but I definitely want to get a little bit of yellow going on this look because I feel like it's going to be easier to blend into that green if you've got a slight bit of yellow going on. So yeah, I'm going to get a bit of Tangerine Dream down first, and I'll probably put a little bit of Hello Sunshine on the edges of that just to help, I think, with the transition. Again, I need to work up probably about as far as my nose, so about this section here, because all of the nose is green and then onwards is like the blue and the purple. So let's go in with Tangerine Dream first. It's a very bright orange, but I definitely want to make it a bit more yellowy as I get closer to the nose. I don't think her orange is quite as bright as this. I think maybe I'll have to go in, maybe actually with a bit of yellow shimmer once I get back to going in with some shimmers. Try and get a nice blend as we go along. Maybe I should have put like an eye base on my whole face, I don't know. Maybe if I ever do this look again or anything this kind of wild, maybe that would be a good thing to do. I didn't really think about it at the time, to be honest. Again, I don't mind about these messy edges because I'm going to go back over with the black and try and make it look cracked like in the picture. If you enjoy me doing these very different looks or trying to recreate someone else's makeup look, then definitely let me know, because I will say I'm having a lot of fun trying to do this. I'm going to go in now with Hello Sunshine, just because I feel like the shade she's got is a bit more yellowy. This orange is quite orange. I think that bit of yellow there actually is making it look a bit more similar to the shade she's got, and then later I'll go in with some shimmer and a bit more shading. Well, I definitely think that kind of addition of the yellows definitely made it look a bit more similar to the picture. And next up is obviously the green, which she's got all on her nose and then kind of like up to about halfway across the eyebrow, so this kind of like inverted L shape. And the most similar shade in the palette is Frosted Lime, but I don't really know if I want to go straight in with the shimmer. I guess I'm gonna have to. I'll maybe see what this looks like, and if I need to add any of probably Granny Smith, maybe mixed with a little bit of Hello Sunshine again, and that's going to be the best plan of action, because this green is definitely the most similar green to the picture, but I don't know if I want the whole middle of my face to be like super shimmery. Definitely looks like I've got very shiny forehead now. Maybe I should have gone with a bit of Granny Smith first and then gone back over with this. Yes, I've just reached for a bit of Granny Smith, and I definitely like that mixed with the Frosted Lime. So I'm going to carry on with that. So there is that greeny yellow now done. And next up is blue, which is kind of the rest of this part here, and then just a very little bit at the top here. So I'd say probably about this much. So quite a lot of blue in this look actually. And I'm going to start off with shade Daydream, which is the lightest blue shade in this palette. Kind of to see how that looks. I can build upon it. I can add some darker blues for a bit of shading and for a bit of shimmer once I need it. Most of the top part left is just the purple. And then I'm just going to fill in the rest of this. So there is the blue, and then lastly she's obviously got the purple. So I think I'm going to use shade Modern Way, which is a very bright purple. I didn't want to go in too dark because, again, I'd rather build upon, and her look is quite shimmery, so I thought that if I get this shade down, it would probably be quite a good base to again add a bit of shading and also some shimmer. But she has got some darker blue actually up at the top here, so maybe I'll have to go back in and add that. So there is kind of like the base of it done, I guess. I'm definitely going to go back in now and add some shimmers to correspond with obviously all of the shades I've got so far. So the first pink shimmer I'm going to use is shade Flamingo, which I definitely think matches the shade that is in the picture. And that pink shimmer is really just on this bottom corner here. I'm hoping with this brush it's gonna pick it up. Maybe I could go in with my finger and just get some shimmer on this outer part here. And I'm thinking for the rest of the pink, I will go with Sweet Escape, which is a slightly lighter pink shimmer. Again, I might just use my finger. And then now for the red shimmer, I'm going to use Cherryz, which is the only red shimmer in this palette, so I haven't really got a lot of choice. And again, I'm just going to pop that over where I've got the red. There wasn't too much red here actually. It was mostly on my lid. I thought I again would get this done, and then I know she's done a cut crease on both eyes, so I'll go back in after and do that. And then for this orange yellow part, I'm going to be using orange soda with a little mixture of Bumblebee, just to make this part a bit more shimmery. Again, I'm going to give it a go with this brush, but these definitely aren't the best brushes to pick up a shimmer. I will say that the cut crease she's got is far more yellowy, so perhaps I will save Bumblebee for that so it can like have its own little moment. I feel like the green part is shimmery enough already because I didn't really have a lot of choice with the greens. So next I'm going to go on to the blue. So I'm going to add a little bit of shade Paradise before then going in with this shimmer, which is Lagoon, because the blue that she's got is quite a bit more turquoisey than the blue that I've got. And I'm hoping this other blue, so I think that's definitely more the tone in obviously the picture that I'm trying to follow. Again, she's got the cut crease on the eyelid, which is mostly blue and then has a tiny bit of purple. So if I get this as blue as I possibly can to start off with, then when I go back in to do the cut crease, hopefully being quite a good place to do it. So now I'm going to go in with that shimmer, which was Lagoon, which I think actually is probably like the perfect turquoise. Maybe if I'd thought about it a bit more, I would have done that shade first, but I think it should hopefully have the desired effect. And then lastly, just for the purple, just to kind of shade a little bit of this outer part, I'm going to use a little bit of shade Drama Queen, just kind of mottled along the outer edge. I think that's quite a nice little effect. And then I think for the purple shimmer, I'm going to use a little bit of shade Spontaneous, which is kind of how I feel about this whole look, to be honest. I feel it's quite an aptly named shade that just sort of spontaneously decided that I was going to do this. And I'm just going to pop that just all over. I'll probably use the same shade as well for the cut crease. Also this little purple bit here. So I think so far coming along pretty well. Definitely going better than I initially thought it would. I think the next thing I'm going to do is to do the cut crease on both eyes. So I've just got my Beauty Bay eye base in base 2 just to do that. And then I think the next steps after that really will be to kind of go around the whole edges with the black and just try and make it look a bit more three-dimensional. So I feel like at that point it could potentially go quite wrong. I don't know, let's see. So there is that now done, and I have noticed on this orangey part here, she does actually use quite a yellow shimmer for the cut crease. So I'm going in with shade Rise and Shine, which is the most vibrant yellow in this palette, and I'm going to cover that all the way across kind of the orange part of my eye. The rest of the eye is the red, so back in I think with Cherry Aid. I quite like that just like as a standalone eyeshadow look, to be honest. I think forget the rest of it. And then for this eye I'm going back in with shade Lagoon, and then just a very small amount of shade Spontaneous, because most of this eye is actually this blue. And now just in with shade Spontaneous just on the very outer part. So I'm actually feeling really happy with how this look is going. I definitely think that I have surpassed so far my expectations of myself. So what I'm going to do next is all of that like black outline, and I've gone for this very narrow kind of brush because I'm hoping I can get quite a nice amount of precision. There's quite a few I wouldn't say really sharp edges. It is still quite flowy and it's kind of like a curve rather than like a really sharp kind of point. But I'm going to do my best to now get this outlined in the black, and I'm going to use shade Illicit, which is just a matte black shade. So fingers crossed. Again, this is going to go okay. I think I'm going to grab this small mirror just so I can obviously get a bit closer up. I feel like this is going to take as long as the actual rest of the eyeshadow look. Again, I don't think I'm going to be able to get the exact same shape that the picture's got, but I suppose it's my own take on it. I don't know if this is just looking a bit cartoony now, but I do actually really like it. So there is like the main outline done, but I know she's got a few little like cracks. So there is one kind of coming off the orange a bit, one kind of in the center, one this corner, and then a couple along the bottom. So I don't know if these are going to be in the exact same spaces because I obviously haven't got the exact same shape as obviously the picture that I'm trying to follow. I'm going to start off, I think, with this side. So we've got one kind of coming down here that I've accidentally started already, and I think I'm going to do one off this very outer part here. I've gone for this, it's basically a liner brush because I don't want these to be too messy. I suppose it's meant to look like her face is cracking, but I don't know whether I'm necessarily getting the exact same effect. I actually feel like this has probably been the hardest bit so far. Okay, well I'm going to try and do the rest of these, kind of going in the right direction with this. The last thing I've noticed as well is that she's kind of got like a bit of like red that goes around the whole of the black. I'm guessing it's supposed to be like where this colour is like popping out of her face, or you've kind of peeled away a layer and this is what you've been left with. So I'm going to use shade Head Over Heels. It's quite a dark red. I would say it's more like a blood red than the other two red shades that are much more vibrant. So I'm just going to take that same very fine brush and just kind of mottle this in with some of the black. I'm not going to do it all the way around because I don't want it to just look like a second border. So I feel like this is probably as good as I'm gonna get it. I will just finish the look off. I'm gonna add some mascara. I know she's got false lashes on, but I'm just gonna use a mascara, and I don't know if she's got any eyeliner, obviously like in her waterline because her eyes are closed. So I'm just gonna leave my eyeliner just without eyeliner. And then she's got a hot pink lipstick, so I'll dig out a hot pink lipstick and I'll be back with, I suppose, the final reveal. So there we are, all done. I am going to just bring up another picture of the look that I have tried to recreate. This is definitely the most out there and probably intricate look I've ever tried to recreate. I will say it has actually been really fun, and really fun to just do something completely different, totally out of my comfort zone. Just, yeah, something so different to anything I would have thought to have created or have created. Obviously, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna like go out in public looking like this, but it's been quite fun. The only thing I will say is it's probably, I feel like it's come across a bit like cartoony, like pop art kind of thing. I don't know, but I do really like it and it's been really fun to do, and I love how bright and colourful it is, and yeah, it just has been really interesting to try something just a bit different. So if you have enjoyed me trying to create this very different look, then definitely let me know. If you've got any suggestions for some crazy looks you want me to try and recreate, or to have a go at and put my own spin on, then definitely let me know. If you want to pop me any pictures over on Instagram, then you can do that, and then I will see if I can recreate them in a video. So all I can say really is thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, of course, please do give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment, and if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you again in my next video.